Good morning everyone. My name is Brett Fahey and I'm the Regional Leader of the Illawarra and South Coast region of New South Wales. It's my privilege and joy to work with Triple Care Farm, and I'd like to welcome you to Triple Care Farm's 2020 graduation. Now, while we're going to have a formal welcome to country with Tim Kelly, before I begin, I'd like to first acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we're on today. No matter where you are viewing this, you are on Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander land. I'd like to pay my respect to elders past, present and future, for they hold the memories, the culture and dreams of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Well, not to be outdone by our bushfire-affected graduation last year, again the team has risen to the challenge to bring us a COVID-safe virtual grad so we can still continue our tradition of celebrating young people. And we'll continue that by celebrating the young people this year to make a lasting change in their lives. I'd like to welcome our distinguished guests, our supporters from Mission Australia and Sir David Martin Foundation, staff, graduates and family and friends. Following Tim Kelly's welcome to country, we'll have reflections from Mission Australia's CEO, James Toomey, and Sir David Martin Foundation's Chair, Will Martin. After this will be the conferring of the certificates for the young people, virtually presented by the teams from the withdrawal unit and the residential rehabilitation program. Now, no certificate presentation will be complete without the words of praise and encouragement of Lady Martin, who will speak next. We'll then hear from a graduate and their family on their journey that led them to Triple Care Farm and the impact that the farm had on their journey to recovery and change. Following this, Triple Care Farm's area manager, Gabriella Holmes, will offer some words of encouragement to the graduates and thanks to the amazing team at Triple Care Farm. We will then close our ceremony with a prayer of blessing from our chaplain, Simon Finley. I trust that you will enjoy as we join in celebrating the achievements of all those that attended Triple Care Farm this year.
I'd like to acknowledge I'm speaking to you from the traditional lands of the Dharawal, Yuin and Gundungurra people, an area of land traditionally known as no man's land. The piece of land on which I'm standing has for more than 20,000 years been a meeting place of the three nations whose boundaries meet here on top of the Illawarra escarpment. This site is the same piece of land that our ancestors would travel to at the commencement of spring to perform ceremony, celebrate new life and the awakening of country following the darkness of the long cold winters. This country has long nurtured our people and continues to be a place of healing and change for the young people who choose to participate in the program being offered here. I'd like to recognise the wisdom, resilience and enduring capacity of Aboriginal culture in this land and pay my respect to the elders past, for they were the knowledge holders and keepers of sacred places. It was they who passed on our culture through art, song, dance and stories. I'd also like to acknowledge the elders of the present and recognise their dignified, peaceful and ongoing struggle against social, political and economic disadvantage that has given us the quality of life and level of inclusion that we enjoy today. I would also like to acknowledge the elders of the future, our young people, who in time will take up their roles of responsibility within our communities. It is up to them to reconcile life as an Aboriginal person in the 21st century whilst embracing, preserving and passing on our ancient culture to the next generation. This country always was and always will be Aboriginal land.
Good morning everyone, and thank you for joining us to celebrate the achievements of this wonderful group of resilient and determined young people who are graduating today from Triple Care Farm. I would also like to warmly welcome our distinguished guests, supporters including the Sir David Martin Foundation and Friends in Giving, staff and of course the family and friends of today's 2020 graduates who've made the journey of change with their loved ones. Thank you for joining us online as we ensure that we are safely managing the impact of COVID-19. On behalf of Mission Australia, and I'm sure everyone who is gathered here today, I'd like to express my sincere thanks to everyone who works at Triple Care Farm and for always going above and beyond to serve and support the young people you've worked alongside. This year was full of challenges, and it's clear that Triple Care Farm staff adapted magnificently to this new environment while continuing to provide the quality, support and care to young people that you're known for. And most importantly, welcome and congratulations to all of our 2020 graduates. It's through hard work, drive and determination that you have come to this point in your lives today. Well done to each and every one of you. You should be very proud of your achievements. This has been a year like no other for our young people, interrupted by rapid change, numerous challenges and stressful situations. The outcomes that young people at Triple Care Farm achieved in 2020 are worthy of celebration and are even more remarkable given the incredibly trying circumstances presented by the global pandemic. They have demonstrated true grit in the changes they have made. Over the past 12 months, staff in the farm's withdrawal, rehabilitation and aftercare programs have walked alongside more than 250 young people on their path to rehabilitation and a better future. Around 100 of these young people attended our withdrawal unit to withdraw in a safe, caring environment. More than 60 were part of the residential rehabilitation program, and just over 70 young people participated in our aftercare program. The average age of young people joining our program was 20, with most coming from the Illawarra South Coast, as well as Sydney and the ACT. I was delighted to hear that during an incredibly challenging year, young people participated in a number of vocational, living and educational programs in their time with Triple Care Farm. While programs were scaled back, delivered remotely or in some cases paused due to COVID-19 restrictions, within the residential rehabilitation program, 39 young people were still able to complete units towards a Certificate 2 for work and vocational pathways. 19 completed a barista course, 12 the Save a Mate course, and 6 did their first aid course. Triple Care Farm staff work closely with some young people to help them find secure accommodation to go to after their time at the farm. And it's great to hear that when leaving the programme, 97% of young people had safe, secure accommodation to go to this year. Also, when departing Triple Care Farm, many choose to enrol in further education or training, or they were actively applying for jobs. Some returned to courses they were already enrolled in at university or TAFE, or they returned to high school. And many were able to return to or gained employment in positions such as a dental assistant, childcare worker, and in the hospitality industry. I'm sure everyone agrees that all young people deserve every opportunity and places that will support them, not just to survive, but to thrive. Triple Care Farm is one such place which supports young people on this journey to lasting and fulfilling change. Well done to our 2020 graduates, and I wish you all the very best for the future.
Hello, Will Martin's my name. I'm the chairman of the board at the Sir David Martin Foundation, and on behalf of the board, the general manager and her entire team, I'd like to wish you our sincere and heartfelt congratulations on the significant achievement you've achieved, which is graduation from Triple Care Farm. We know you've had to fight through a lot this year. Illness, addiction, your insecurities and uncertainties, not to mention a global pandemic, but fought through you have. And you've done so with perseverance, with commitment, and most of all, you've done it with courage. Just by turning up at Triple Care Farm, you have shown more courage than most of us have to find in our lifetime. You've dug deep, found the courage, and it's this courage that I think now will make you stand out for the rest of your life. You'll stand out from others, and this courage will help you overcome any barrier or blockage that gets in the way of your future successes. 30 years ago, my father, Sir David Martin, created a compelling and inspiring vision, as all the great leaders do. It was a vision for a community in which young Australians could live and grow in safety, with hope and with opportunity. It's that vision that's inspired all of us at Sir David Martin Foundation and helped us raise over $65 million over 30 years as the major philanthropic partner of Mission Australia. And it's this money that's helped Mission Australia enable best practice models for treatment for young people. You are exactly the sort of person Sir David Martin had in mind when he created his vision in 1990. A young person, vulnerable, a bit lost, and seeking a new future. He would be, as are we, full of admiration for your remarkable achievement, and we wish you all the very best. Congratulations.
Hey guys, congratulations to all our 2020 graduates. You're all amazing. Hey Jack, it's my absolute pleasure to be congratulating you on your graduation. I know you travelled a long way to be here at the farm, but in true cowboy style, you took your recovery by the horns and you were dedicated to completing from the start. Jack, you had really positive presence around your peers and came across as a true leader. You also had very strong advocacy skills for yourself and others, and this should also be commended. Jack, you're an absolute pleasure to have on the program, and you dealt with some challenges while you were here, but you knuckled down, you worked hard to get through. Well done, Jack. You're an absolute pleasure. I hope you're as proud of yourself as we all are here, and I wish you all the very best of luck. Please stay safe and please take care of yourself.
Madison is a mature and assertive person who is really positive in the direction of her goals. She was always proactive with getting her needs met, and although being somebody that was quite heavily impacted by the pandemic and the strategies that we had to put in place, she remained committed to her goals, and it's a real testament to her. So Madison, congratulations and well done.
Scott possessed a very cheeky smile and personality, and he always found a way to find humour in difficult times. He overcame many challenges throughout his journey. Initially he was a little shy and timid, but at the end of the program he developed into a confident young man and was always making people laugh. He's very reflective in counselling, and throughout this learned to understand and start caring for himself. He was able to make decisions about life after TCF, and he functioned very productively in a large group of people. Well done, Scott.
Brad was a quiet achiever at the farm. He was part of the glue that held the student body together. With Brad, there was a minimum of fuss and a kind and caring soul and an underestimated sense of humour. Many students and staff at the farm would have counted on Brad as someone they could trust and rely on. Brad was a willing contributor in group therapy and often provided a unique perspective to the challenges of life, people, culture and travel. Brad graduated from Explorer.
Congratulations, Tyrone, on graduating Triple Care Farm. During your stay here, you developed into a confident, motivated young man. Your wicked dry sense of humour often had those around him laughing. Your stay wasn't without difficulties. You once spent 2 days in detox with only staff and no power due to flooding, torrential rain and trees down. Well done.
Marley came to Triple Care Farm at a difficult time, being the only girl in the program for a period of time. Marley did extremely well to navigate through that period and grew into a leader whilst at Triple Care Farm. Marley navigated through very strong emotions without her coping strategy, demonstrating resilience and strength of mind. Marley demonstrated a keen interest within the horticultural program and was often fond of ensuring she got freshly grown corn and herbs taken back to the house for dinner.
It was clear that Keisha has the ability to thrive in a controlled environment. Keisha approached each day with a positive attitude and always had nice things to say about her fellow students. She was a keen participant in DBT group and always ready to remind people how lucky they are to have this opportunity at Triple Care Farm. Keisha was kind, fun-loving and always communicating gratitude for her time at the farm. Congratulations, Keisha. Well done.
Abby faced significant challenges throughout her time when she was at TCF, and she soon realised that the only way to work through her problems was to experience them head on. Abby faced her fears, she suffered, but she came out the other side an incredibly strong young woman. She's incredibly tough, compassionate and deserving of a life that she wants to live. She'll be the first one to tell you that DBT actually works. Well done, Abby.
Zach always appeared polite, cheerful and always stopped for a chat. Zach always completed tasks with a smile on his face and always had a go. Zach had this ability throughout his time at Triple Care Farm to be happy and angry all at the same time. It was a monumental effort for Zach to complete the program at the level he did, and this reflects his strong resilience and maturity.
Teresa was a young man who travelled a long way to attend the farm. Despite being younger than most of the students, he always seemed to carry around a certain wisdom. He had this ability to be grounded. He always acknowledged his role in events, and this allowed him to feel settled and move on to the next challenge. Teresa was always polite and respectful and had a way of demanding respect from those around him. I enjoyed my time working with Teresa, particularly appreciated his dry sense of humour and his strong work ethic. Good luck, Teresa.
Leah demonstrated an amazing sense of humour and possessed a wise attitude. Leah demonstrated courage and leadership amongst her peers and was a strong advocate for DBT group. During Leah's time at TCF, she immersed herself in all aspects of the program and also possessed amazing animal whispering abilities, connecting with stray wandering cats, the horses, ponies and chickens. Well done, Leah.
Jordan was the farm's quiet achiever who loved the kitchen and keeping a clean space. Jordan always put his own spin on meals, such as throwing everything into the saucepan, and 99% of the time it turned out quite good. Jordan possessed a determined personality to achieve as much as he could in a simplified manner. Jordan chose a path that allowed him to enjoy a sense of freedom in his life. Well done, Jordan.
Throughout the program, Zach showed sheer determination. He was constantly challenging himself and accepted challenges that came his way. Zach was very loud at the start and very loud at the finish, but he loved to laugh, and laugh loud he did. Zach loved the gym, he loved his rap music, and I loved him doing the chores. Whatever chore Zach did, I swear you could eat your dinner off the surface Zach cleaned. To see him overcome the obstacles that were presented to him, well done, Zach. We are so proud of you.
Kayla, during your time at Triple Care Farm, Kayla went above and beyond. It took on her skills of DBT very serious. Kayla went on an emotional roller coaster through the program of Triple Care Farm. But every day we've seen a stronger and more focused and determined young woman. Kayla, you have become a strong, independent woman, which we're also very proud of you. Well done and good luck in the future. Thanks, Kayla.
Congratulations, Jed. During Jed's time at Triple Care Farm, it was clear he went above and beyond his own expectations, stating, "I came in with nothing, but I have left with a great plan and some skills to take away." Jed worked exceptionally well across the whole Triple Care Farm program, bringing in a great sense of humor, smile, and solid work ethic and give it a go attitude. Not only did Jed complete his forklift license, but also the first aid certificate and a beautifully crafted timber toolbox with no screws. Jed was always your go-to man for a good story and spot in the gym where he spent most of his afternoons. Congratulations again, Jed. All the best.
What can I say about Hugo? Hugo had a calming effect on the student body. With his gentle soul and kindness, allowed other students to feel comfortable and safe around him. Hugo has great artistic ability and was often called upon by his peers for support and assistance. Hugo is a great example that although there may be hurdles and roadblocks along the way, he demonstrated amazing perseverance throughout the whole program and should be so proud of his efforts. Well done, Hugo, for graduating the TCF program from Explorer. We wish you all the best in your future.
Emma demonstrated a strong determination to complete the program here at TCF. Once Emma became familiar with the program, we soon saw her confidence grow dramatically, resulting in a smile from ear to ear. Emma has great organisational skills and possesses a strong sense of justice and advocacy for both herself and her peers.
Sam attended TCF with a pre-existing love for the environment and then flourished within the wide open spaces. Sam could be often found in the gardens and pointing out some of the amazing birds and wildlife that can be found here. At times, Sam took some time to find his feet in certain parts of the program. However, once he got the hang of it, there was no stopping him. Sam's passion for learning and the environment was infectious to both staff and students. Sam has set some clear goals and direction for himself post-TCF, and we wish him the very best.
Adam adapted well to the overall program at TCF and attempted tasks with a committed spirit. Although some parts of the program were challenging at times, Adam found great peace in the areas where he could use his hands and be creative, like music and woodwork. Adam possessed a very calm persona and was happy to get in and get things done. Adam was a great support for his peers and needs to be proud of his efforts and his achievements.
Mark attended Triple Care Farm as an open book, ready to dive deep into the program and get as much out of the program as he could. Reflective and deep thinking are just some words to describe him. Mark is very interested in understanding how the world works and is constantly thinking outside the box. Mark excelled in the music and woodwork programs and again demonstrated his creative side in these areas. Congratulations, Mark. Good luck for your future.
Emily is a very outgoing and social person who makes everyone feel welcome around her. Emily enjoys spending time outside, around the farm and the orchard, as well as keeping fit in the gym. Emily is a strong advocate for her own goals and always motivates her peers to achieve the best outcomes. Although some of the aspects of the program were challenging at times, Emily continued to practice her skills developed within the DBT therapy program and rose above her challenges each time. Well done, Emily.
Ezra is a young lady who demonstrated natural advocacy and leadership skills which allowed her to use her voice to make positive changes in the world around her. Ezra used her time with TCF to not only get mentally healthy, but also physically. Ezra meal planned every week and showed great willpower by smashing it out in the gym every day. Although some days tested Ezra, she always demonstrated great resilience and commitment to pushing through tough times. Ezra gave every part of the program 100%, and we feel that this meets a strong skill set. Well done and good luck, Ezra.
Most of you would have only met me once or twice, whereas some of you I got to know quite a bit better. But I know none of you well enough to make specific comments, so I'll just generalise and spread the joy amongst you all. Meeting you all and hearing your stories has been the highlight of my working week ever since I got involved with Triple Care. While I can't say I know how you felt on day one, I do realise that it takes a lot of guts to come and a lot more to stay. I really admire that, and I applaud you for your efforts and what you've achieved. One of the hardest things about your stay, in fact after your stay at Triple Care, is to decide what to do and where to go when you leave. Moving away from the social group that contributed to the problems that got you into Triple Care is one of the hardest things to do, but probably one of the most important. There's one little saying I'd like you to take away and give serious consideration to. If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. Stay safe, stay well, and take control of your future. You've got a lot to offer.
Great work on completing Detox, Adam. Your witty banter and lightheartedness brought many smiles and laughs to the program.
Congratulations for completing your Detox, Jaden. You managed to overcome a lot of challenges to be in the program, and we wish you all the best in your journey.
Congratulations, Hayden, on completing Detox. You're committed, dedicated and full of energy. You're a big family man, you came here with a purpose and you kicked to your goals. Well done.
Congratulations, Emma. You are a very intelligent, driven and humorous young lady. It was a pleasure getting to know you on your journey here with us at DMP. I wish you all the best and hope you achieve all your goals in the future. Well done.
Hi Amy, congratulations on completing your program here at David Martin Place. I really appreciated watching you come to life and show your intelligence. You really do have a great ability to think your way through difficult times. I wish you all the best for your future.
Awesome work, Candice, also known as Giggler. You are a very pleasant, nice-spoken young lady. You may have struggled a bit in the early days, however from then on it was bright, bubbly and loud. A conversation with Candice was full of giggles and then some more giggles just to top it off.
Hi Lachlan. Awesome work and graduating from Detox. You're always engaging, mature and focused during your stay with us. I am sure you will achieve all of your goals that you've set your mind to. Well done.
Hey Aiden, congrats on finishing the program here at David Martin Place. You are hardworking and strong-willed. Good luck in all your future endeavours.
Hey Peter, you showed lots of energy, motivation, focus on your goals. We all hope you're doing well here at the Detox. That's your blooming lot.
Well done, Amy, for completing Detox. During your stay here, you proved to be very committed and dedicated to your family. I wish you all the best in the future. Good luck.
Hi Cardia. Congratulations on finishing at your time here at David Martin Place. We had some fun times. Learned that you're a bit afraid of chickens. Hope that we could help you with that. Good luck in the future.
Hey Jordan, well done on your time in the program. You've been a focused and goal-orientated family man with a story to share on every occasion. I wish you the best for your future.
Aaron, well done buddy. You made it all the way through to graduation. Excellent job.
You're a quiet individual in the house, but you were focused on your journey going through, which was always a pleasure to see. I didn't have any doubts whatsoever that you'd make it this far, and here we are, graduation day. Dude, well done. Look forward to seeing and hearing excellent things about you in the coming future.
Brennan, you were always so polite here at DMP and a pleasure to get to know. I hope you were keeping up with those protein shakes and your goals of becoming a personal trainer. Congratulations on completing detox. I wish you all the best in your future endeavours.
Congratulations on completing detox, James. You're a very insightful, intelligent young man with a brilliant creative streak. Thank you for sharing your interests. It was a pleasure. Well done on your achievement.
David attended Triple Care Farm with a clear direction of his rehabilitation goals, and he demonstrated persistence and resilience within the program. David gave each part of the program his very best, and as a result, he saw positive results. As time went on, David's confidence grew, and so did his interest within the creative art space. We wish him all the very best for his future and his goal to live a well-balanced life.
Congratulations, Cameron, for completing detox. It was awesome watching you challenge yourself and come out of your shell. You're a very courteous, friendly person, and you've got a lot to offer, and we wish you the best.
Congrats, Jacob, on graduating from detox. You were always very polite and courteous during your stay with us. Well done for completing your goals.
Congrats, Nick, on finishing the program. You're hardworking, well-mannered and engaged well in the program. Best of luck in all your future endeavours.
So Renee, you've made it this far. Absolutely excellent. You know, I found you an incredibly engaging individual to have in the house, and you're an absolute pleasure at all times. I really do congratulate you on progressing through this far, and I really look forward to hearing about great things from you in the coming future. Well done.
Hey Taylor, well done with what you achieved at Triple Care Farm. You're always committed to the gym and healthy living, friendly and willing to help out. Wish you all the best. Oh, got it in!
Congratulations, Chris, for completing detox, and well done for completing your goals in the program. You are always friendly and approachable. All the best in your future.
Awesome work, Zach, in completing detox. It was awesome watching you achieve your goals. You were always very energetic, friendly, and had a great sense of humour. Well done.
Hi Isabel. Bravocado! You completed your detox program here at David Martin Place. Now let us celebrate your successes. I would be lying if I didn't tell you that it was really great to have you here and great to get to know you. You're such a lovely person. You're really doing amazing, sweetie, and I can't wait to hear about all the great things you get up to in the future. Congratulations. Awesome work, James, for your time spent in the program. You're an artistic, insightful young man with a refreshing perspective on life. It has been a pleasure watching you grow. Congrats.
Great work in the program, Alex. You were a mature, hardworking and intelligent young man. At the start of your stay, you were really quiet. But before we knew it, the jokes were flowing and rapport with other residents were formed. We wish you all the best in moving forward.
Congratulations, Greg. Your mature and engaging presence on the unit was a pleasure to be around. May you exceed in your goals in the future. I wish you all the best. Good luck.
Josh demonstrated maturity and resilience within the TCF program. While participating in all aspects of the program, we could see Josh's confidence and belief in himself grow. With his easygoing nature, Josh brought a sense of calm to his peers and staff. We observed that to the other students, Josh could always be called upon as a reliable support. Josh, well done and good luck. We wish you all the very best for the future.
Louis presented to the detox unit focused on change. He had a short stay in detox and remained future focused throughout that time. It was great to see Louis engage in the program and enthusiastically engage with the gym and other activities. Great work, Louis. Congratulations.
Hi Shay, just wanted to say congratulations on graduating from David Martin Place. You are a little shining pocket rocket star. Who knew that you could lift 40 kilograms at the gym? So I think what that's demonstrated is that you've not only shown us your external strength and your physical strength, but you've also demonstrated your inner strength. Your beautiful, infectious smile and laughter brought joy to everybody that was around you. Shay, believe in yourself. You can achieve anything that you set your mind to. Good luck and take care.
Congratulations, Ethan, on completing detox. You proved to be a mature young man with clear goals and a good direction of where you wanted to go.
Hi Sienna, congratulations on graduating from the detox here at David Martin Place. I love your spirit and your fire, and I really believe that you can achieve anything that you want to. Just believe in yourself.
Good morning. I am delighted and privileged to be here today, but unfortunately not with you in person. In the past, I've been able to meet all of you personally, shake your hand and congratulate you for the hard work and study that you've put in and brought you to this day of graduation. I congratulate one and all of you for all the hard work and success now that you are enjoying. And I wish to congratulate not only you, but your family and friends who've stood by you all this time while you've been preparing for this big day. And it is a big day, and I am absolutely thrilled to be part of it, as I have been in the past. And I wish you all the very best in the future. Hard work, have fun, and a great deal of success and happiness. Now we're coming to the end of the year, and I'm wishing you all a very, very happy Christmas. And indeed, special thanks to Gab and all the staff for all the work and interest and encouragement that you've shown in the young students here, and to the graduates. And I wish them and the staff at the farm a very happy Christmas, and look forward to seeing you all next year.
Addiction is one of those things that doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, the colour of your skin, or where you're from. It's evil, insidious, a toxic concept that enslaves you in shackles and chains. At its peak, you don't even recognise yourself anymore, unable to face the reflection of the broken, empty eyes staring back at you in the mirror. The vicious cycle of self-destruction, oh so bitter, oh so sweet. At the time, you fail to realise it's not only you that you're hurting, but all of those who love and care for us deeply. Yet our thoughts clouded, our state of mind altered. We live in the moment, day by day, sentenced to our own private mental prison, doing what we can to ease the pain, just a little, for that moment, temporary relief and numb comfort, losing ourselves and our loved ones to this disease. It doesn't really matter what my name is, but I'm one of you, in recovery, but above all, I am human. I grew up in Sydney CBD, the finest city in the world if you ask me. At age 9, I found out that there's really no place like home. My grandparents who lived in Turkey became unwell. Returning to Turkey with my mother and brothers, my dad stayed in Australia to support us financially, and the next 3 years of my life would change everything. My parents just couldn't make it work in 2 different countries and ended up getting a divorce, and my stepdad was introduced into my life. For 3 years, we were not allowed contact with my father, and my mum made the mistake of marrying this monster who stole my childhood, my mum, and my innocence from me. Violence, abuse, and neglect became the norm, and his idea of discipline was one without law. The impact violence has on the soul, it changes the way you perceive the world and yourself. It wasn't until a neighbour reached out to Dad and explained what she was hearing that he flew to Turkey and paid out my stepdad for $5,000 for my brother and I each, and with that he would let us leave. I never knew why, but I had this tendency to harm myself, cut after cut. My grades were good, but my behaviour suggested otherwise. Anxious, cheeky, troublemaker, suspension after suspension. I remember doing a class on drugs, all different types and classifications, and I thought to myself, how can a little pill change everything? My curiosity got the better of me, and I was now on a mission. First, like many, I was introduced to weed at 14, and at first it was recreationally. Then I found myself smoking alone, and it became an everyday thing. Eventually, it felt like I needed something else. My anxiety at its peak, struggling with panic attacks, my GP at the time prescribed me Xanax. My teachers knew that I was ready to drop out around year 10, but they knew that I was bright, so they got me into a scholarship which was an incentive to continue year 12. and I decided I wanted to study social work at uni. Once my GP would no longer prescribe me any Xanax, I searched elsewhere, and this is how I met my first love in Year 10. The first time I met him, he turned up at Town Hall Station with a mullet that was probably brewing for around 6 years and a goon sack, and I had the sesh. The very next day, we found ourselves at Granville Station. He put a pipe in my mouth and said, "Smoke this." I didn't even know what it was that I was smoking, but I remember the train ride home thinking I was invincible, something like the Hulk. My addiction progressed into something more than I could have ever imagined. It was July 2015. I found myself on YouTube looking up how to find a vein. This was my first experience with heroin. Eventually, it didn't matter what I was using, as long as I had something to alter my reality. I'd forgotten how to breathe. My mental health deteriorated as I hurt my family and peers, and none of it was intentional, but it's like you lose sight of who you are when you're using. The heart goes cold. I've had 3 suicide attempts. I've got 6 lives to go, I guess. But it was after the latest suicide attempt that I knew that I had to get help. That first love I spoke about earlier, funny enough, was the one who introduced TCF to me. When I finally got the green light from TCF, I thought this is the time to change my life. Eventually, that darkness I was so used to that kept me confined yet sheltered was suffocating, and it was time to find the light. The first part of the journey started at DMP. I remember my intake day. I was finding it hard to breathe, and it felt like I had 1,000 horses running wild in my chest. My legs buckled as I tried to walk through the door as I said my last goodbyes to Dad. I had no idea what to expect, pulling up to this property on a farm. Complete different scenery that I was used to. Tranquil and serene, I looked at the horses, the occasional wombat, kangaroos, leeches, ponies and all other creatures and such, and took it all in. The staff at DMP are simply stars. It's like you have a whole team of professionals in different roles literally attending to your every need. Nurses, youth workers, housekeepers, Dr. Frank, psychologists. It's around-the-clock care that truly is holistic. And detox is probably the hardest first step of the journey. It's that uncomfortable feeling where you're sick and everything is still a blur. I had this smoker's cough, and I remember Laureen making me a cup of tea and found some Vicks lollies to soothe my throat, and it didn't seem like much, but it meant the world to me. Mama Ken would be making waffles in the morning and all sorts of treats. Janelle and Mel always there to have a good chat, and Charlie playing his guitar and gardening, to name a few, who made my time that much better. After doing my time in detox, which is literally like a bougie private ensuite, it was time to start the residential program. Again, no idea what to expect. Farmer Tim gave me a grand tour of this beautiful farm, and I was taken to my new home for the next 3 months. To my surprise, the program was literally like going back to school, with art, music, woodwork, education and living skills. The shred shed, aka the gym, DBT groups and our own appointed psychologists. All residential staff once again incredible, and shout out to my rehab mums Lisa, Nikki and Norma for always making me laugh, and amazing food. Tamara always putting in 100%, as well as our welfare officer Emily, who has the best taste in music. Evenings consist of laughter, pool games, movies, chores, footy games, campfires and damn good food. The weekend filled with off-site activities and supportive aftercare workers for once the program is complete. I couldn't have asked for a better place to start my new life. Since being at TCF, I'm constantly surprising myself, and I'm a very different woman now to when Dad first drove me here when I was ready to jump out of the moving car door. I'm learning that I'm stronger than I could have ever imagined. My plans after completing the program is to finally finish my social work degree and get into the field and do what I was supposed to do. TCF has taught me the skills to live a normal life, a life free from drugs and alcohol, and honestly, I'd probably be 6 feet under if it wasn't for the farm. To the donors and supporters of Triple Care Farm, don't stop. You are changing thousands of young people's lives. You saved mine. A very wise man who goes by the name of Farmer Tim once told me, "The darkest hour is just before dawn." I couldn't agree more, as the hardships we endure shape who we become. And to all my fellow students, past, present and future, hang in there. Keep your head up and don't stop trying. Put your hand up and ask for help. It's there. You are not alone. And to our families, thank you for being so patient and supportive in our darkest hours. We are only human and we all have shortcomings. We can only ask for unconditional love and understanding, and with that, we will return home.
Our daughter was a great kid, but she got mixed up with a bad and disturbed group of people at about the age of 17, and that ran through till about 22 years of age. When she was mixed up with them, she was living in a pretty domestic, violent relationship, and no matter how much as her parents we tried, we just couldn't get through to her. We could see the writing on the wall. She was badly affected by drugs, moody, unable to have a conversation without it turning into a screaming match, and this went on for quite a while. Eventually we had the police at our front door on a regular basis, and we knew what path she was heading down, and it wasn't good. This was a very worrying time for us. It all came to a head in July about 2019 when she was tasered and arrested in our own home. After sentencing, she was remanded to Mullewa Correctional Centre for Women. I remember the first visit to see how she was, and she was crying and begging us to help her out, to try and get her out of jail. But in our hearts we knew that it was the best place for her. We believed that if she wasn't in jail, she would have ended up dead, either bashed or overdosed. After some time in jail, she started to put on weight, getting away from that anorexic look that she had, become easier to talk to, and generally much happier. After about 6 months, she was court ordered to a drug rehabilitation home in Sydney. What a disaster. She was left alone, unsupervised, and with other girls who were openly using drugs. I remember her ringing me, begging me to do something about it, to get her out of that place. All I could say to her was, "Bub, just close the door and have nothing to do with them." After that, her mum called Triple Care Farm to see if they could help. What a difference. The staff of Triple Care Farm listened to what we had to say, understood what was going on, understood what we were going through, and said they would take our daughter into the rehab at Triple Care Farm and care for her. There she would do courses, get back on track with people who generally care for her. I remember one phone call from her. She sounded so happy. She screamed down the phone, "I learnt to drive a tractor." I cried. I hadn't heard my baby for a long time speak in such a way that made me feel like we were slowly getting her back. This was a heartwarming time. Over the next 3 months, the horrible life that she was living had left her, and she was starting to become ours again. She is now happy and in a full-time job, back on track, and often says, "I will never go back to that life again." I would like to thank the staff at Triple Care Farm for all their help. You were God sent. Without you people, there is no way she would be where she is today. And again, I'm very proud to have my daughter back. We're best mates. We do lots of things together, and I couldn't do it without Triple Care Farm. Thank you.
Thank you for coming together today to celebrate your journeys of change at Triple Care Farm. Graduates, this is a day to be embraced by your family, congratulated by friends and supporters, and to celebrate the transformative work you have done. Thank you to all our very generous supporters and donors. Thank you for ensuring this vital work has continued over 2020. The change these young people have made would not have been possible without your support to fund the program. Thank you to the Sir David Martin Foundation for your long-term commitment and vision to supporting young people. I'm also so grateful to the amazing staff at Triple Care Farm, the team who bring their whole heart to work every day. This year they have supported young people with humour, dedication, grace and innovation. Team, thank you so much. I'm Gabriella Holmes, the Area Manager for Mission Australia's AOD services on the South Coast, and I'd like to encourage the 2020 Triple Care Farm graduates. Audacity, your surprising boldness and true grit, your sturdy determination has written your story of change. This year, like no other, you have continually chosen change. You chose the more difficult path. You chose to show courage, to fight for your best life. That choice, that audacity and grit is what we celebrate today. Everything is different now, but for you, the change you chose is the difference, and we are very proud of you. Thank you for sharing your day with us.
Well, first of all, let me say a big congratulations to all those graduating today. It's not an easy path, but well done. For those who don't know me, my name is Simon, and I have the very great privilege of being the chaplain here at Triple Care Farm. My role today is to pray for all our graduates, and so if you're the praying type, then please feel free to join with me in prayer. And if not the praying type, then I hope you'll still be encouraged by these words. Let me pray for you. Father, we thank you for these young people graduating today and for the progress they've made. Thank you for the way they've been able to overcome many obstacles and rise to the many challenges. Lord, give them a clear vision for the future to realise their abilities and unique skills. In your kindness, please provide them with opportunities to contribute in ways they are passionate about and in ways that bring them joy. Strengthen them to endure setbacks and give them hope to keep them going. Father, we thank you for their families and loved ones who have stood with them and supported them through the difficult times. May they know the satisfaction of seeing these young people flourish. Please heal and restore any broken or damaged relationships where possible, and please provide wisdom to navigate their way through any tricky situations. Father, we thank you for Triple Care Farm and all that it has to offer. We thank you for the staff and all the different skills and expertise they bring to their roles. We thank you for our supporters and their keen interests and generosity. Amen.